So today we're going to be talking about which is better, being a retailer or selling direct to consumer. My name's Rob, I'm a chartered accountant and a director in an accountancy practice, and I've previously done around £50,000 in annual sales in an e-commerce business as a retailer. Now we'll start off talking about flexibility and the ability to pivot. If you are a retailer, you're generally quite a lot more flexible than as a direct to consumer. So for instance, with a retailer, you've got a bunch of items and they're not selling very well. Although you might struggle to shift those and get them into the hands of the consumers and out of your warehouse, you can just go and buy different products from different brands. You've also got the option of drop shipping as opposed to storing it in your warehouse and send it to consumer. For those that don't know what drop shipping is, that's where you send it straight from your supplier over to your consumer and it never touches your warehouse. So with direct to consumer, where you are essentially a brand and you're selling direct to the consumer, the customer, it's a little bit harder to change the product, or a lot harder. So say you started from an initial design and instead of just white labeling it and slapping your label on, you've gone and changed different elements of that product. Once that's sat in your warehouse and you bought it, it's a lot harder to go and change that product. So for instance, going back to supply, you might be able to get little things changed, but there'll be then different iterations of product that you've gone and bought in. Also, you'll generally have to buy in pretty high quantities, whereas with a retailer, minimum units that you might need to buy can be a lot less, which makes it a lot easier to dip and dive and duck and dodge, which you really do need as a startup. Now let's talk about the time to market, how long it takes from inception to actually going and selling to consumers. With direct to consumer, again, you might have to go and speak to a load of manufacturers, get a few different samples, got to go those samples over to you, got to go back and say, yeah, I'm happy with this, I don't like this. So there can be quite a bit of back and forth sometimes. And also it might take a while for them to actually go and produce those items. As a retailer though, the time to market can be significantly quicker for you. For instance, you might contact a brand and they might do a bit of onboarding to go and get all your details and like your address and your company registration number and different things like that. But in general, it won't take long to go and get the stuff from their warehouse into your warehouse. So it can be a bit easier. So we've talked about a couple of things, but one thing we definitely need to discuss is margins. It's a big topic. It's a big topic. I know. So with direct to consumer, you're essentially able to set whatever margins you want within reason. If you're selling a random toy gun or something like that, you're not going to be able to charge £10,000 for it. So there's a limit to what you can charge. But you can, with some ease, go and double the amount that you're charging. But if you're a retailer and you've gone and bought someone's branded products, it's a little bit more difficult. You generally have competitors which are already selling that exact product. So people will be able to, with a few clicks, find it a lot cheaper elsewhere. Now, from experience as a retailer, if you have your price a few quid more or it seems reasonable, a decent chunk of people will actually go and buy without checking elsewhere. So it does work. But that said, if you can be the lowest price, it does make a difference. So don't think any less of that. Now, the type of marketing that you'll be doing, you should think about before you get set up. So as a direct to consumer, generally people are not aware of your products. They've never seen it before, or they might have seen similar types of things, but they haven't seen that particular product. So it can take some time for the customer to build a relationship with your brand and get to the point where they're willing to sell. So what you might not have seen is the marketing funnel. So marketing funnels like this, and at the top is where people gain awareness of your product. And as they go down the funnel, they get a bit of interest in the product, and they get to the bottom and they get ready to purchase. and then they follow through and they make the purchase. And all the way through that funnel, people drop out of the funnel. Someone might get a bit of awareness, but go, oh, I don't really like them. I'm not really interested. And all the way down. Now, how that compares with retail, generally with retail, you might want to be doing Google ads. As from experience, I found the cost per acquisition on Google ads significantly lower than Facebook ads, which, whew, thank God, because you can get some high cost per acquisitions on Facebook ads. But yeah, Google for me as a retailer was significantly better. Now, the main reason of that is the fact that if we look at the marketing funnel again, you will be jumping in around at the bottom of the consumer's journey to actually make a purchase. The reason being is that the consumer have already built a relationship with the brand that you're selling. So you're a retailer, you've bought some products in off a brand, the consumer will already be ready to buy that product and want to buy it. And so they're at the point where, right, I'm going to make the purchase. I just either want to go for the cheapest price or a reasonable price to get the product, to my door within a reasonable amount of time. So in summary, if you're doing direct to consumer, you might be doing things like affiliate marketing and Facebook ads, those types of things. Whereas as a retailer, you're a bit more aligned to doing Google ads and other search engine ads. Other forms of marketing you might want to think of, SEO. That can actually be a really bloody big driver if you get it right and know what you're doing. I'm sure I'll have a video somewhere which talks a bit more about that. So yeah, go and watch that if you want to learn more. But as a retailer, SEO can be a really, really big driving factor for your business. So what that SEO might do is you have, as a retailer, you might have, say, 500 SKUs. Let's go with that, 500 different products that you're selling. Now, each of those can rank individually on Google, and you can try and get up the search by doing things like getting backlinks to your website, backlinks to those products, or by writing SEO optimized articles where you're writing about low competition topics and therefore more likely to rank in Google. So SEO is another thing entirely, and there's plenty of videos about that on the internet. But yeah, generally retail is, from my experience and knowledge of different companies, SEO works a lot better for retail than for direct to consumer. The main reason being is that you're essentially getting loads of different entry points to your website, loads of different places people can enter and make a purchase. Whereas if you're doing a direct to consumer, well, don't get me wrong, SEO can be a pretty major lever for you to pull. The entry points are going to be to various different articles, which you'll then have to build up knowledge about your products and your brand, as opposed to a retailer where all they're searching for is a particular product and they go, oh, right, I'll go to the top of Google and I'll just make a purchase on the top ranked item. So yeah, SEO for retail, I believe, is a little better than for direct to consumer. But again, they can be pretty big levers in both cases. Now, we haven't really talked about affiliate marketing or kind of influencer marketing, so for those that don't know what affiliate kind of influencer marketing is generally where someone would go and promote your product or promote your service. And when you make a sale, they would get a kickback from that. They would get some kind of commission. And generally it might flow from someone clicks a link and they have an affiliate link. And if they make a purchase with you, then the affiliate will go and get some money from that. Now, there's loads of kind of different types of affiliates, but say, for instance, I don't even know whether these fall under the class of affiliates, but say, for instance, like Instagram and YouTube reviews and those types of people, a bit more kind of the social media type of people, where they go and promote your products and in return, they have a link and will get some commission. Now, generally with direct to consumer, where you own the brand and you own the product, I feel like you would those would generally be better than a retailer going down that route. The reason being is every time, for instance, you're gifting a product out, to a influencer, you are receiving all of the benefit. Whereas if you are a retailer and you go and gift a load of products out, the brand that you're actually selling will receive some of the benefit and not just you, even though you're taking the hit for the product. Also with direct to consumer, since your margin's a lot bigger, the cost of that item compared to what you get back might be significantly more. Now, even if you're a direct to consumer, you might want to be thinking, ooh, should I go and sell wholesale? So wholesale is where you go and sell your product to retailers. This can be a really big driving factor for the business, especially if you're struggling to go and make sales through things like paid ads, email marketing, and affiliate and influencer marketing, because it's just another option of how you can go and sell your products. So a decent lever that you can pull is doing a cold outreach campaign, email campaign to retailers. And this is where you're essentially sending bulk emails to a load of different retailers in the hope that someone will respond and go, "Oh, I like your product. I want to buy some," and go and sell them for you. If you do this right and with enough intensity, and by intensity, I mean doing enough emails that you're going to get some fish, get some retailers, then you can make a real business out of this, and it can work. So don't think of it as an option where it's not going to do anything. It will do something, but you've got to do it and send enough emails to go and get something out of it. Having said that, you need to make sure that you're not going to be jumping into the spam section of people's emails. Again, that is kind of another video in itself in terms of using things like Lemlist to go and chuck out a load of emails and warming up your email domain. So it's a bit more involved than that, but yeah, go and do your research on that. Now, a final thing we might want to be thinking about is the risk involved. If you are a direct to consumer, you are buying custom products in general, because even if you're kind of white labeling them, you're slapping your label on them. So it might be a bit harder to shift them than if you are selling, for instance, as a retailer, a brand, another brand's products. The main reason is that those other brand products have a residual value. They are at least worth something at the end. If you're selling direct to consumer and you've made a custom product, people might go, "I just don't like that product." In which case you might find, "Oh fuck, it's just worthless. It's sat in my warehouse, costing me money, and I can't shift them." So the risk being direct to consumer can be a lot more, ignoring the fact that it might take 6 to 12 months to go and get your products into your warehouse. So yeah, there's a lot more risk as direct to consumer. Now, I hope this has been really helpful for you. If it has, go and subscribe to our newsletter. We talk about loads of things about business and the economy and a bit of news and stuff like that. So it should give you a load of value. All right. I hope that was a great video, and I hope it really helped you. Have a great day.